Hello there, my beautiful pumpkins, and welcome back to the Pumpkin Patch. If you are new here, hello, my name is Chloe Taylor, and I believe that on this channel we have the most vibey, autumnal, cozy corner of the internet. So if you like the way that I read, you like my voice, you like my style, you like our community, be sure to hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Pumpkin Patch. It's free and you get new videos delivered to your inbox pretty much every week. So before we jump into today's reading, I do want to remind those of you that are interested or curious, I do have a Patreon available to you where you get weekly energy readings, exclusive content, horoscopes, you get bonus content as well, depending on what tier you come into the Patreon at. And as soon as you join, you also get a back catalog of every single thing that has been put on the Patreon since May of 2021. Our Patreon is almost a year old, and there are so many things over there that you get access to immediately when you join, and it allows me to continue to create the way that I do here, so it gets you some extra content, and it allows me to continue to create the way that I do here for you. So today's reading, we are going to be looking at your soulmates, who you're going to be marrying, maybe even the status of your relationship if you're currently in one or you are not. It also, it's basically whatever spirit wants to give to us in terms of relationships. We're going to kind of look at this from multiple angles. And I will put a timestamp if y'all do not want to hear me talk in the beginning of this video. I totally respect it and understand. I will timestamp you to the meditation and then into the different decks here. But I want to take a moment in the beginning of this video and just talk about this reading, because I think in the past, I've done maybe 2 or 3 love readings on my channel in total. I don't do a lot of these. In fact, I want to say I've done 2 others. There might be a third actually, but yeah, I did one in February, and I want to say last year, and even that one was more on the edge of self-love versus being about love with another person. And I think I have given love readings a very bad rap, and I don't want to attach myself to that narrative anymore. I feel like everybody deserves love, and maybe not everybody is looking for it, but I also set the intention that the people that are looking, that want answers about their love life and more clarity even about their own self-awareness and how they interact with somebody else, I want those people to come to this reading. I want you to feel seen and heard and understood, and to see what's going on if you're a little bit lost or confused. That is my main goal here, is to spread love. It's not about, telling everybody that you're going to meet your soulmate every single week of your life. I think that there is a lot to be said about love readings. And I also want to say that they're just fun. I don't do a lot of them, again, because I think there is this weird, I don't even know what that is. There is this weird thing around relationships readings where it either makes people really happy and people will watch them continuously, or people are really angry about them and think that we don't need them. And I just want to offer a different perspective, that it can be 2 things. Maybe for you, this is something that you really need to hear, and there's going to be something here for you. I believe that if you're here, then that is the case. But maybe for some of you that you're not looking for love, this maybe is just not the reading for you. And I totally understand. But I just don't want to exclude content on my channel anymore, just because I'm afraid of what people's reaction will be to it. At the end of the day, this is still my channel, and my spirit guides have been driving me nuts, telling me to put out a reading like this. And I have been saying, no, I'm going to get too much judgment or too much shade thrown my way. I don't do love readings, and people like that about my channel. And frankly, I think it's okay to look at relationships and love. And like I said, it's fun. It's fun to look at this stuff. And the second thing I really want to say is that I know not everybody works with deities or gods or goddesses, or maybe it's just God for you, but I have a very close-knit relationship with Aphrodite. I have worked with Aphrodite for most of my adult life, and even into my teenage years. And love to me isn't just finding like another person, it's also the love that you embody for yourself. And so I believe that in this reading, yes, we're going to be looking at love with you and another person, but I also want to look at maybe even moments of self-awareness and self-reflection and what is going to bring this person into your life if you're looking for them, and what maybe needs to change about you, or what your relationship will be like together and what you bring to the table or what they'll bring to the table. And maybe you're already married and with somebody that is important to you. And this reading is just to like gain clarity on that and to see like, oh, I wonder if she's going to like predict this correctly. Let me tell y'all, as again, I told you this tangent was going to be kind of long, so you can definitely skip ahead. But I was listening to Charmed Intuition the other day, a video that she put out forever ago. And I'm already married. Many of y'all know that. I've been married for, I want to say like 8 years. I forget because I've been with my significant other for 14 years. And so like I always kind of count it as being longer versus like thinking about our wedding anniversary. Anyways, that's beside the point. I clicked on a reading that was about like, who will you marry? And tell me why she literally described my husband to a T. So I was like, wow, like this was just such a fun reading. And that is the experience I want to bring to my channel. I want to give the experience of just sitting down, having your tea, your coffee, maybe your wine, maybe you're in the bath and you're just chilling and you want to hear about what is coming next for you in your relationship. And I think that that's okay. And you shouldn't be shaming yourself if you're here, and you shouldn't be shaming me because we don't need shame. It doesn't do anything good for anybody. Now, obviously, I know I can't control how other people feel, nor do I want to. I know that I'm sure I'm still going to get comments about how this is so off and this is ridiculous and, oh no, you're selling out, Kloee. But you know what? Again, at the end of the day, this is my channel. This is what I would like to create. I've been being pushed to create it by spirit. And so I'm making it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I know that was a tangent. Maybe some of you are just here like randomly and you've never come across my channel before. And you're like, why is this girl on about this? But if you've been here a long time, you know that I don't typically do a ton of relationship readings. And I think I myself have given them a bad rap. And I think that there are a lot of people that give them a bad rap. And I just don't want to do that anymore. So if I feel called to put a relationship reading out, I'm going to do it from here moving forward. That doesn't mean I'm going to put one out every single week, but whenever I feel prompted, I'm going to really listen to that intuition and stop trying to block it out. So in any case, I expect these readings to be pretty powerful because I've been not listening to my own guidance for quite some time. But pile number 1, we have the Lovely Omens Tarot. This is like choose a deck basically, and there's going to be oracle cards too. Pile number 2, we have Vanessa Semina's Pastel Journey. Love this deck. It's beautiful. And pile number 3, we also have Vanessa Semina's Gentle Heart Tarot. And both of these decks, this is not sponsored or anything, but I do have a discount code if you would like to use it for both of these decks. It's Pumpkin10. If you use it, you save a little bit of money, and both these decks are wonderful. I use them on myself constantly. So feel free to choose multiple decks, choose one deck, whatever really sets your fancy. You can look at the timestamps if you are maybe like your lucky number is going to be present down there. Or maybe you just saw the thumbnail and you were like, yes, this is the one for me. Really trust your intuition with this one, and we are gonna get into it. I'm feeling very like fun and playful energy, so I think this reading's gonna be fun. But I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet, give you some time with these different decks to meditate on them and just see what is coming up for you. All right, pile number one. So, starting out at the center of this reading, we have the Hermit card. And what this says to me, especially because I believe this actually resembles you or them. I honestly am really getting the intuitive feeling that this resembles you. You are somebody that you maybe stay a little bit more to yourself. You are not necessarily extremely introverted or extroverted. You are more of an introvert, and you're somebody that thinks very deeply. You might even be highly spiritual or like spiritually evolved. And I get the sense that you are somebody that is very like happy to spend time by yourself. And because of that, maybe this is why you actually haven't met somebody yet. Or if you have, like your partner really works in tandem with that. But let's go ahead and pull more cards out to see more about them. So we have the 10 of Pentacles here. We have the Page of Wands. So I feel like they actually might be a little bit more on the extroverted side. So you're a little bit more introvert. They are more of an extrovert. This also could be flipped. You could be the extrovert and they are the introvert, but I'm definitely getting like the two of you really balance each other out. And if you are not in a relationship, this is like the person that is going to be coming in. I'm going to read this as if you are the Hermit because that's really the feeling that I'm getting here. But so Page of Wands, this is somebody that is a little bit more, I don't want to say like throws caution to the wind, but they definitely have like this magnetic energy. They have actually, let me grab my astro dice. Let's see. I have a suspicion that maybe they are a fire sign. I'm thinking Leo specifically, but let's see. So we did get Mars, we did get Aquarius, and we did get Gemini. So that's interesting. We did get Mars, which does represent the sign of Aries. So this could also be like they have sun or moon in the first house, or that their rising sign is a fire sign. So Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. I'm really getting strong Leo vibes, but I also think that they're an excellent communicator because we have Aquarius and Gemini coming out for this person. And that's one thing we can always say about air signs in particular is they usually have a strong knack for communication. So I think that's why you were maybe drawn to this individual, is that they kind of wear themselves externally. You don't have to guess with them. They're always going to tell you how they feel. And the thing that Spirit wants you to know is that with the 10 of Pentacles, this is somebody that you are going to build a true lasting legacy with. This is one of those partnerships that you literally build something like even generational wealth with them, I'm hearing potentially. This is something that lasts a legacy. Like if you're thinking of having children or animals or maybe creating something that leaves a legacy behind together, it doesn't have to come in the form of children, though it could. This can also just be like starting a nonprofit together, starting a charity together, starting something that will leave a legacy with the two of you behind, whether that is for future generations and your own children or not. There's just something very like legacy about this relationship. We have the 5 of Cups reversed, which I really like this, especially for those of you that you are still attracting this person to you right now. The 5 of Cups tells me that you're going to know that this is the right person because they are not going to leave you feeling empty. I think in the past you have been hurt by people that have made you feel more empty, more not like they just take from you instead of giving to you. And having the reverse 5 of Cups, they don't ever leave you feeling empty. You feel calm around them. You feel at ease. You feel like you can be yourself. And as somebody that is strongly introverted, this is really important to you. They will bring you peace. They are not going to be bringing you stress, even though they are represented by that Page of Wands and they might be a little bit more out there than you are. They're not going to be out there stressing you out. They're going to fill you up and be gentle with you. Now, we also have the reverse 10 of Swords, and I feel like this is, again, maybe in love, I'm really getting this perception that you have been hurt before. You've been hurt before, and even if you're married to somebody now and this is your Page of Wands person, this was the person that came to you after a heartbreak. Like maybe they were even like a rebound for you, but then that rebound ended up being really serious. That was exactly my situation when I met my husband 14 years ago. Technically, we knew each other before that, but whatever. That was exactly my situation. We were each other's rebound person, and it actually ended up working out so well that we've been together for 14 years. In April, it'd be 14 years. But to me, this says that like you had to sunset something really difficult in your life, a relationship that was difficult, or you're in the process of doing that now. But as you're making that space, or as you made that space in the past, if this already has happened for you, I really want to touch on all fronts with these readings. Because you did something that was so hard but ultimately honored your energy, Spirit was like, oh, they're ready for the right person for them, because they've made the space for it and they've let go of the thing that was hurting them, or the person that was hurting them, what have you. We have the Four of Wands, which I like this too, because the Four of Wands ultimately is the card of rest. And this tells me that, again, with this person, you rest, you feel at home, you don't feel empty, you feel like they really do bring you a peace that you have never felt before in your life. And like, I just like burped when I started saying that. I know that's kind of like maybe gross to some of you, but when that happens, this to me is also like your throat chakra being open, and you're able to speak and be your most authentic, most like, if you don't consider yourself a loud person, maybe you have the capacity to be loud around them because you're so comfortable with this person. And then we also have the Knight of Wands reversed. And I feel like with the Knight of Wands reversed, I just heard from Spirit that like you have met this person. Well, I mean, what is age? What is age? You could be compared to like a 98-year-old, 50 is young. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does age even have to do with it? But I get the feeling that this is a relationship that maybe is from earlier on, like much earlier in your life when you were a lot younger, because this is a relationship that is going to last the test of time and like legacy. I'm wondering if this is like past life. Could like maybe you have a past life connection with them and that's why it felt so comfortable. But I feel like with the Knight of Wands reversed, because we also have the Page of Wands, the reason I'm getting like young energy is like there's no like, I mean, there is growth in the relationship, clearly, but the Page of Wands never truly becomes the Knight of Wands. So I feel like maybe you met them a lot younger, or maybe it's like somebody from the past, or even like a past life that has come back in. There is definitely something about you being younger around them. Like maybe you just have known them for a very long period of time. Even if you're with them now, maybe you got together when you were much younger. There's just something about age that plays into this. And I'm not really sure why, but I feel like they also bring into your, oh, look at this. Okay, we're going to look at some of these oracle cards. Because I was literally about to say they set you free, and this next card is the Liberator. So this is what they bring into your life, whether you've met them already and are married, or you're not and you're still like attracting them in. They are going to help you liberate yourself from where you've been, liberate yourself from your own struggle. And this doesn't mean that they are like your savior or your like white knight in shining armor. You know, it's not like that. It's that just them giving you the freedom and the space and the peace to be your most authentic self around them. It liberates you in some way. It sets you free in some way. And you start to actually discover the person that you are. I'm getting like big twin flame energy too. And I do not throw that word around lightly because I think it gets very misconstrued. But I feel like this connection, like your souls were literally meant to find each other because you needed the liberation, and maybe they did too. There's something about you that they get as well. But it says freeing yourself from others excuse me, from, it's not even Mercury in retrograde anymore, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. So again, it's not about them saving you or having like a savior complex. It's just more about them making and creating the space for you to heal yourself, to light your own torch, and to be your own person. They kind of help create that safe container for you to become that. So I love that. We love a liberator card in this house. And then we have servant, which says delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. So what I was saying about like charity work or starting a nonprofit with them. There's something about giving service. Maybe y'all even want to open like a restaurant together. There's definitely something in your relationship that you are doing long haul together that is a service to others. I mean, even if I look at like, it doesn't even have to be as big as that. Like you could both just be into the healing arts. You could both be like in your spare time, maybe one of you reads tarot cards, the other person reads runes. I'm literally just talking about my own relationship. But there's something about the two of you serving together that I think is really beautiful. And then we also have for you the card Amazonite, which says loosen your grip. So they also like, if you are somebody that is like really uptight, type A personality, like very by the book, this is how it's done, quiet, reserved, they help you to loosen your grip. They help you to open up. They counterbalance you. And maybe that sounds scary to you right now if you haven't met them. Like I immediately felt kind of fear of this, like, oh no, I'm going to be out of control. You're not going to be out of control. You're not going to be out of control. It's going to be like a wanted and needed change. And then we also have, I'm trying to decide where I want to put this card. We're running out of space here. We also have Iolite, which says shift your money mindset. So I'm telling you right now, you and this person are getting rich together because we have that 10 of Pentacles. And when I talk about legacy and generational wealth, like you and this person are literally going to build an empire together of some kind. And I feel like maybe this is something that you actually like already dream about or like want, or like, I'm also hearing that some of you are in relationships that you can't imagine that person being on the same wavelength, or you can't imagine wanting to start something yourself. But just wait, like just wait, it's coming. And also with shifting your money mindset, if you and this person ever argue about money, that's something you came here to learn together. And like being in each other's presence is actually going to be very healing around money. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. I mean, gosh, I feel like we keep getting so personal in this reading. Maybe this is my pile. I feel like every time I do these readings, I don't always get a pile, but sometimes I do. But like, for example, like my parents to this day fight about money. They have fought about money my entire life. And so much like shouting, yelling matches. Like it's not cute. And me and my spouse, we just don't have that kind of relationship. Like that was the one thing that getting into this relationship, I was like, I don't ever want to fight with you about money. I've seen what that does to families. I've seen what that does to a loving relationship that like turns sour. Like I don't ever want to do that. And we have totally different beliefs around money in my house than I ever grew up around. And me and my spouse have worked really hard at that. So I feel like for you, this is going to be very liberating, even financially. Maybe they're going to open your mind even, or you're going to open theirs to like just having more wealth. And because you change each other's mindsets around it, you're going to create more of it. So y'all are going to be rich together. I love that. So let's go ahead and put this one here. And we have for you trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. So maybe you're feeling like I said, I felt like I heard almost immediately like, yeah, right. Or like, no way, trust. Trust in this relationship, trust in yourself, trust that you deserve a love like this. I feel like some of you are thinking like this is too good to be true. Trust that you are deserving of having a love that you desire. We also have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So, like, I feel like what I'm hearing from Spirit is like some of you that pick this pile, you're a little bit afraid of having it all. Like, you're afraid that having it all will actually feel bad, or that you'll have to work too hard, or that there will not be enough energy for you. And Spirit is saying, no, you actually can have like a very romantic partner. Like, the romance in your relationship or marriage is never going to die. Like, you know how some people, like, they're just romantic in the beginning and then it just fades out and then you just kind of like become like roommates. Like, I'm not shading anybody. I think if that relationship works for you, that's great. But romance is never going to die in your relationship. This is something that you're going to see continuously, and like they're going to give you like positive feelings and like loving and safe feelings. And like when they go to the grocery store without you, they're going to bring you home a treat always. Like, just because they're thinking of you while you two are apart for like 20 minutes. Like, it doesn't have to just die in the beginning. Maybe that was your experience in the past, but it can be different this time. And if you're in a relationship now, maybe this is what your relationship is like. You just have this beautiful romantic relationship that maybe other people around you don't have it or are envious of it. And you're just like, wow, like, I've gotten so lucky that I get to keep having this. I love it. And then we have for you healing family issues. Oh my gosh. Healing family issues. So you and this person, y'all are literally like, you are the two standalones, like where maybe everybody in your family stays together. Everybody in your family, like they see where like issues are, but they choose to just continue to participate because they don't know how to get out of it. You are literally here to end generational trauma. You are here to end those cycles. You and your partner are going to be doing this work together. And I think this is another reason that you're so drawn to each other, and why I said maybe this is big twin flame energy, is because you're both very committed to healing familial issues, whether it's in your family or their family. There is this, like, you both maybe have come from darker or like more, I don't want to say abuse. I don't want to like throw that word around casually, but maybe you've come from backgrounds or childhoods that were not the best. Let's put it that way. And the two of you being together, it's going to be so healing and gratifying to be in this relationship that you're going to be healing generational trauma within yourself and healing your family lines. And it doesn't mean that you're going to go to every person in your family and have this beautiful talk and beautiful moment. When you heal yourself, you already heal a generation that came before you. You already heal the familial line as you work on yourself. So just remember that. And then we have ask your angels. So those of you that don't feel like you have this kind of relationship in your partnership, or you're not in a partnership and you're wanting to attract this and you're like, oh my gosh, this sounds so great. Like, how do I get it? Spirit is saying they want you to surrender your relationship to your angels, to your spirit guides, to God, to your deities, wherever it is that you find that spiritual divine connection. And let me tell y'all, that energy is potent. Like, I know that it can seem silly, especially if you're not somebody who practices like connecting with that divinity within yourself or externally. It can seem silly. It can seem like, what am I even doing? Who am I even talking to? But just take it from one person that has experienced a lot with that. It is extremely potent energy, and you will be so shocked how quick the return is on that. Your spirit guides want to be there for you. They want you to lay those frustrations on them. They want you to go to them and to say, like, I don't know what to do with this. I would like this sort of relationship. And what can I do? Or what can, especially if you're in a relationship and you're not seeing this, but if you don't have it, like, place this on your altar, write the characteristics that you want in somebody else and put that in I would say if you don't have like an altar space that you can go to, you can always like write it all out and burn it over the sink or something. Be safe, obviously. Don't be setting your house on fire. But with Ask Your Angels, like they really do want you to come to them. You were drawn to this reading because this, I think, was the most important thing in this reading is they want you to lean on them and to give your relationship or the relationship that you're wanting to them or the marriage that you're wanting to them. Actually, let's put this one. Well, no, we'll keep it down here. Then we have for you, you're ready. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. Ooh, let's just take a deep breath together really quick, y'all. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm really hearing those of you that have been alone, you are ready. You are so ready and you are so worthy of having this relationship come in for you. And those of you that maybe you're in relationships that don't feel this way and you're just like, gosh, I just want that so bad. You are ready. And look, we even have this like angelic being over like a fire. Literally that ritual that I just explained to you, like writing out the characteristics and burning it, you really need to do that. If you don't have this relationship already and it's not just a confirmation to you, Spirit is wanting you to do that ritual. That's why it came out, is they need to know what you want so they can drive that energy towards you. And you are ready. You are ready to be with this person. You are ready to make this lifestyle, this legacy. It's your time. Like you, I feel like I'm definitely getting, for some of you, not all of you, for some of you, you have always like been the bridesmaid and never the bride is like the energy that I'm getting. Like it's always everybody else and never you. And it's your turn. You've even been asking Spirit, when is it going to be my turn? It's your turn. Wow. Okay, and then we have service again. We had servant and now we have service. You stop using the universe to try to get what you want and you start asking love to use you. You offer all and want to be of service. Ironically, many desires become fulfilled without grasping or manipulation. So if you decide to do that burn ritual that I suggested, let it go. Let it go after that. Let whatever is going to be. Trust that your spirit guides, your spiritual team are going to bring the right person in and just act in accordance of what feels good to you. And treat yourself with love. Buy yourself flowers. Buy yourself candy. Take yourself out on dates. Do things that you would normally do for somebody else, especially those of you that are single. And actually, either way, I feel like those of you that are in relationships too, date yourself. That is like the next step that I'm hearing. And just ask Spirit, like, how can I honor myself in love today to bring that love more into my life? And then, oh my gosh, we literally got the card of money. I cannot. Y'all, you really are going to be rich together. I think together is really important in this. It says, all my finances are now in divine order. Love itself knows my needs and is the source for all. I needed to cling to gain or fear loss. Every need will be met through offering all to the divine. So as you offer yourself to the divine, as I suggested, letting things go, you're going to become more and more abundant. Like for some reason, pile number 1, you got like a love and a money reading. Yeah, you got a love and money reading. I really get the feeling that when it comes to money, y'all really are going to be building something together, something financially abundant. Maybe you're already doing it, but this reading was powerful, y'all. I knew it was going to be. I'm going to roll the astro dice one more time for y'all just to see if we can get any more signs about the other person, or maybe they're your signs. They could also be you. So we have the North Node. We have Sagittarius, and we have the 6th house. So this is going to be Virgo, Sagittarius, and then they also might have their North Node in Virgo or Sagittarius, or you might be a Sun, Moon, Rising, or they are a Sun, Moon, Rising, Virgo or Sagittarius. I'm really getting strong fire energy with them, and I want to say the Virgo card, if this is resembling you back here, I want to say the Virgo card is the Hermit, so you might also be a Virgo. But in any case, that is what I have for you, pile number one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do not forget, when you stand in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm at Kloee Taylor. And don't forget to check out the Patreon if you want more content, early access to content, weekly readings, stuff that you can't get anywhere else, and you want to support the work that I do here. I would certainly appreciate it. Patreon is literally the backbone of my content. I cannot do what I do without Patreon. So like, if you're ever thinking of supporting me in any kind of way, that is such a great way to do it, because you get a bunch of stuff for it, and it literally unlocks a whole library of content that's been there since May of last year. So almost a year's worth of content. We're coming up on a year, and you get all of that. It's not like locked if you weren't there from the beginning. And it really helps me as a creator to have that. So I love having y'all on Patreon. It's really nice. And if you feel called to do so, it is never an expectation, but always appreciated. If you would like to tip me for my work, I do have my Cashapp, Venmo, PayPal listed down below for you. And if you would like to get any of these cards for yourself, they are also all linked, as well as the Astro Dice, crystals, etc. All the good things down below. And my podcast, I almost forgot, Divine Authenticity. New episodes every Tuesday. There's a link for that down below as well. I would love to have you in on the podcast as well if you enjoy spiritual content. It's mostly spiritual and psychological based. And this has been like the longest outro of my life. I love y'all so much. I hope that you'll receive this reading in kindness, and let me know how you feel about it down below. And I'll talk to you in the next one, pumpkin. Bye. All right, pile number two, we have for you the world at the center of your reading, and this represents you. So I'm going to be very honest with you, pile number two. I'm seeing that there is a cycle in your life, maybe romantically or just in your life in general, that is going to lead you into maybe the next romantic cycle that needs to end. And I don't know if this is something that, like, for some of you, this is going to be like a breakup, but I want you to know that I'm not predicting your fate. If your relationship is good and healthy, then this shouldn't be a concern of yours. But if it's not, and you already know that it's not, I am just confirming to you that which you already know. And something needs to end. So for some of you, this could be in the form of a breakup of a current relationship, or it might just be a cycle in your life with yourself that you haven't been willing to let go of. There is definitely an ending that you have been avoiding, whether it be romantically or just something going on in your personal life. And I feel like it's hindering your ability to have the love that you're looking for. Like, there's something that needs to be let go of, because this is representing you right now. Now, we do have for you some really great cards to kind of offset this too, though. We have the Nine of Cups, which this card is all about wish fulfillment and having your desires met. So in love, when you finally start putting yourself first and remove, for some reason, I'm hearing addiction. I don't know why Spirit is saying the word addiction, addiction, addiction. There is an addiction to something that it is hurting either an existing relationship or one that is trying to come into your life. And it doesn't mean that it has to be like typical what we think of addiction, like drugs and alcohol. It can be those things, but it can also be represented just by overconsumption of anything. This can be the overconsumption of social media. This can be the overconsumption of food. This can be the overconsumption of anything. Like, anything can be addictive in some form. Like, I feel like it's not just addiction. It's like overdoing things, doing things to excess to the point that it hurts us. So there's something there that needs to be let go of. I'm also hearing for some of you, this is also just the cycle of self-sabotage. Like, you are going through so much self-sabotage, and Spirit is telling me that I immediately, when I said self-sabotage, there was a book that popped into my consciousness, and Spirit is telling me to tell you about this book. So it's like 101 essays that will change the way you think, by Brianna Wiest. I will link this book down below for you, but if you're interested in that and you feel like you're somebody that deals with self-sabotage, I feel like this book really does help. It does it's like short essays too. They're not super long essays. You could read like one essay a day and make it part of like your morning ritual, morning intentions. And it will change the way that you think about yourself over time. And so if you're somebody that deals with a lot of self-sabotage and you've been unable to end that cycle in your life, it's keeping you from having the connection that you desire romantically. So I don't know why that book, for some of you that might be helpful. Like I said, I'll link it down below for you if you're interested in that. But that book did come up very clearly in my mind, the cover of it. But the Nine of Cups is all about manifesting your desire. So a wish is on its way to you and it's trying to make its way to you romantically. We also have for you the 10 of Cups, which the 10 of Cups is one of the, like, there are maybe a handful of cards in the tarot that speak to romantic relationships in a really like this. If you're looking for romance, this is one of those cards. And the 10 of Cups is about building a life with somebody, or like having your dream life with your partner by your side. This is building a family, if that's what you're looking for. It's like building a strong foundation between two people and having it all. And that is like the intention that is trying to make itself known to you, the thing that is trying to come for you. But because we are not willing, or haven't been willing, or maybe we just don't know how to end this cycle that has been hurting us, it's having a hard time making its way to you. Now, before we keep going, I do want to roll our astro dice. We're going to be using the astro dice throughout this reading, but I just want to see if we can get information on the other person's sun, moon, and rising, whether it's your partner already or somebody you're manifesting. So we have the 10th house, that's going to be Capricorn, the sun, which is represented by Leo, and Taurus. So they could be a sun, moon, rising, Leo, Capricorn, Taurus. I'm also hearing a Venus. Their Venus placement might be in one of those three signs. Especially the sun, though, I'm hearing like Leo sun, Capricorn sun, Taurus sun. That's a predominant placement for you in this reading, for them in your reading. So definitely pay attention if you know anybody with those signs. And let's go ahead and see more into this reading. I also have oracle cards for you too. So see, we also have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords, and as I'm saying this, I feel like I'm like choking on my words. Like, that energy is not mine. That is one of y'all's energy. And if you're in a relationship that is currently not what you are desiring, and you're feeling like really down or hurting, or they don't make you feel good, I'm telling y'all, you need to cut this person off. They're not good for you. And again, if you're in a committed relationship and it's not that way, you already know. This reading is for confirmation of that which you already know, and also somewhat predicting into the future. But I feel like with this Three of Swords, with the World, this is more about breaking your own heart over and over again by being linked with the wrong person, or again, by that self-sabotaging energy. But the Three of Swords is classically known as the breakup card. Like in the tarot, that is probably one of its most popular identifiers, is it's known as like the breakup card. And it's also about breaking your own heart, and you want more for your life. You want love in your life. You want to feel this. And I feel like maybe you think that you're not worthy of it in some way. Like, there's definitely more self-work that needs to be done. I'm definitely getting a lot of that. See, we have the Princess of Pentacles reversed. I feel like this really speaks a lot to you not feeling worthy to ask for things, you not feeling worthy to go down your own path or your own adventure when it comes to romance. Maybe you feel like you let like family make decisions for you, or friends, or you care a lot about what other people think of your romantic partner, and you still, again, you want more for yourself than that. Now, I do see that we have a King of Wands showing up here. And the King of Wands, if you are manifesting King of Wands energy, let me just tell you, King of Wands, the intimacy is immaculate. You will never, like, I feel like when it comes to wand energy, I'm not trying to get demonetized, okay? You will be satisfied if that's what you're looking for. Maybe you're just looking for that in relationship. Like this is somebody that will really satisfy you. I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this. You get what I'm saying. They're really good at something, if you know what I'm saying. And I feel like that might be something like there maybe in the past has been a lack of this intimacy. And I feel like if you are married right now, and I'm talking about like your dream relationship, you may also be in this relationship right now. You've already manifested it, but you're feeling so unworthy about it that you can't even see what is right in front of you. There's definitely, like I said, a lot of self-work involved with this reading. And then we also have judgment coming out, which this, again, I think this relates very much to you. This isn't even about the other person constantly judging you. And I mean, if they are, like if you're in a committed relationship or there's somebody that maybe you have your eyes on, if they're constantly judging you, ask yourself why you care about their judgment so much. Why does their opinion of you matter more than your opinion of you matters? Don't get me wrong. I think if multiple people tell you that you're a horse's ass, like you might want to assess yourself. But if it's just one person, I feel like maybe we need to assess why we actually believe that that's true. Or maybe we are judging them too harshly. We're putting a lot of judgment because we ourselves don't feel as secure in ourselves as we could. Judgment very much is that. Judgment often is just how do I put this? Judgment is a projection of how much we are dissatisfied with ourselves if we are constantly putting out judgment, and vice versa. If your partner or somebody that you're manifesting in, if they cast judgment, it's a perception of their own judgment of self. Even if they don't judge themselves on the same things because you're different people, they often don't have very high value of themselves. And I've experienced that in my own life. I've experienced that in myself being a human. I've experienced that coming at me from other people. I think we all can agree that we've experienced judgment somewhere and kind of know what that looks like. But I feel like in this, I'm also hearing that some of you, you're not giving somebody a chance that would actually be so good for you. Spirit, can you tell us more about this person that would be so good for pile number 2? Libra, Neptune, the 9th house. Okay. They are charming as hell. Charming out the wazoo. They are somebody that they are maybe a little bit more of a hopeless romantic, and like maybe you're a little grounded and you think that that's corny. And with the 9th house, they're here to expand you. They are here to expand your consciousness, your mind. If you would just give, and this isn't one of those like, oh, give the nice guy a chance. No, we don't do that on this channel, okay? But if you decide to give this person a chance, I think you will actually be very pleasantly surprised at how well matched you are. Now, if you're already in a committed relationship and this is like your marriage or your long-term relationship that we're talking about, I'm just going to be quite frank with you. Not all of you. It's very split. Some of you, this is not your person. And you know it. You know it in the way that you talk about them to your friends. You know it in the way that like when you see other relationships, it kind of like hits you like, oh, I wish I had what they have. Not in like you're jealous of other people, but it hits you in a way. And you constantly have just accepted this relationship because you don't know anything different is what I'm hearing. And they might be a fire sign. I feel like they have major fire sign energy, which is going to be Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. I mean, their rising could be some of those other signs, but with the King of Wands coming out, I feel like they have a fire sun for some reason. But I don't think they're your person. And I do think that if you are constantly judging and looking at the relationship, like you are only seeing what you hope the relationship will become. And I feel like this reading might be a little bit of a rude awakening for some of you. But for others of you that you do feel like the relationship is smooth and really committed and loving, I feel like ultimately you really put too much on yourself to be a certain way, to perform a certain way. And I feel like that hurts the relationship that you have sometimes because you can't see how great it actually is. So we're getting two messages. We're getting the message that, like, for some of you, you're not letting yourself explore the relationship to the height that it could be explored. And for some of you, you just need to leave this person and let a new person come in. And for those of you that are single completely, we're also getting the message that there's somebody that wants to be given a chance, and we're judging it before we're even willing to give it a chance, because you are worthy of this 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups love. That is the number one thing about this reading that I'm hearing, is that you are worthy of having the relationship that you desire. You're worthy of having that deep, intimate connection with somebody, but you need to work more on yourself. And we also have for you monk nun. Oh my gosh. It says selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. So this isn't about like running away and becoming a nun, unless that's totally your jam. This is more about like, you need to learn to be sovereign with yourself. And you might put a lot in your relationship, always feeling like you need to cater to them or be with them or give them something that they don't give back to you. And you need to learn how to start honoring your own energy. And spirit also says that they want you to honor your connection to spirit, because the more that you do that, the more you are going to be able to release this self-sabotage, or maybe where you are living from this like, I'm unworthy attitude. You need to start honoring your own energy. And then we also have Medea's or miser, which says entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. So I think this is really about you. You are like this beautiful little like rainbow hippie. You might even have strong Aquarius placements. You are like this beautiful rainbow hippie child, and your energy is so magnetic, pile number 2, that if there is a relationship that you're in that is not paying attention to that, they don't deserve you. Like, you deserve better. And I don't want you to remain stuck somewhere that you frankly just don't belong. And you deserve better. There is somebody that wants to love the parts of you that you feel are shameful, or that you feel should be judged upon, or like, basically, what I'm hearing is like, if your partner ever tells you that you are too much, or your emotions are too much, or like, I'm not saying that everybody doesn't have their limits, but you give this person way too much slack. And I don't think they even know what it's like to be in a relationship with you, because they're just not. Like, you're not seeing it. And you have this idea of what the relationship could become. It like, I hate to say this. I think this is really, it's like the bar is on the floor. And so you will accept anything, and they'll do one small thing for you. And it gives you such like a dose of like the happy chemicals in your body that you will just accept like the lowest of the low. And again, this isn't every single person. I think if this part of the reading is resonating with you, you know who it's for. But I don't know why spirit is making me say all these things. Like, it's making me a little bit uncomfortable myself, because I feel like there are so many people that are like, no, this is not my relationship. But frankly, I'm not here to sugarcoat things. I'm here to channel from spirit and say what is asking of me to be said. So that I'm saying that more for myself than for anybody else, reminding myself why I'm here. But it's like the bar is on the floor, and you accept so little because you don't know any different. You don't know any better. And there is better for you out there, and you've kept yourself here. And there is more for you. And I think you're going to come to realize that, with or without this reading, that is going to be realized. Now, those of you that are in healthy relationships, I also feel like you're able to be held by this person while you create a new life for yourself. And that's a really beautiful thing. They are here to support you. They are here to love you. And you know if you're in the healthier version of the relationship. See what I said? I told you you have strong Aquarius energy. I feel like you have a sun, moon, or rising in Aquarius. And then, I don't know what that was, but I accidentally moved it. And then we have Mercury. So you also could have an Aquarius Mercury. But with Mercury, you have a strong desire to communicate in some way. You have a strong desire to like write or share your voice or share your work. And you need somebody that's really going to help you like sustain and support that and give you feedback and not just treat you like you're a burden whenever you show up. And there are people out there like that. And there's a car alarm going off outside because Spirit is like, listen to the words that Kloee is saying. Like, anyways. And then we have the 2, which represents Taurus. I wonder what is this Taurus about? Yeah, Taurus is in Uranus. That's why. We also have Scorpio coming out and the 11th house. So Scorpio, 11th house is Aquarius once again. Uranus in Taurus. If you have like Taurus Venus, or Taurus is somewhere in your chart that's, because like Taurus is represented by 2, which is pairs, right? With Uranus being in Taurus right now, I don't know why Taurus is coming out so strong either. Uranus is in Taurus right now, and it will be for the next little bit. Like, I think it takes like 6 years to move through a sign. While this is going on, wherever that placement is in your chart, wherever Uranus is going to, or wherever Taurus is in your chart, is going to be affected. And so if you have like 7th house Taurus, or anything Taurus North Node even, or wherever Taurus shows up in your life, that is going to be like eradicated and changed. And for some of you, this is going to come in the form of those relationships that are not serving you. And others of you, this is going to come in the form of like your dreams materializing, because you have such magnetic, charismatic energy, and you're starting to realize that about yourself, and your partner is going to be really supportive and receptive. Those of you that are wanting to like leave a work position because you feel like it's time, but you're afraid of what your partner will say, they will end up supporting you in your dream, which I think is going to be really nice. I also get the vibe that you're really independent too. So it's weird. It's not weird, but it's interesting that you would even click on this reading. I'm getting like big independent vibes. So we also have for you Ocean Jasper, schedule yourself in. So again, this is about really connecting to your own sovereign energy and not constantly feeling like you have to be in the relationship, be in the relationship, be in the relationship. And the relationship that you're attracting, if you are single, this is how you're going to know. You're not going to be in that like can't eat, can't breathe, can't sleep without the other person. You're still going to be yourself, which I think as the work that you're doing on yourself evolves, because I get the feeling you're already doing it, that's going to be made very clear. Then we have detox your life. Look, I really don't like to be the bearer of bad news, and that's probably another reason that I don't always like to do love readings, because I don't think they're all sunshine and daisies all the time. But I'm telling you, if this is ringing true for you about leaving somebody that you're with, literally you got detox your life. Detox your life from people as well that do not serve you, that do not hold and support the energy that you are. And it doesn't mean that it has to be ugly or that you have to be fighting. Like, it just sometimes, like, I always explain it like this. If you have like a train, right? If you are a train and like you're on the train, all of your life experiences are what like the train goes through. Some people get off on one part of the train and they stay on your train for life. And some people need to get off 5 or 6 exits down. And I feel like that's kind of how we have to treat life. We have to not grasp at people or relationships so tightly, because everybody is their own person and living in their own version of their own reality. And if we're gripping, a lot of times it asks us to look into ourselves and why we grip onto things so tightly. Is there a fear that we won't be loved if this relationship doesn't work out? Is it a fear that we've wasted our time? Is it a fear that there's something inherently wrong with us and we aren't lovable? You know, there is a need no matter what to detox from this person. Now, again, if you're in that healthy relationship, your partner will support you in taking some time to be by yourself and detox from other things in your life as you set yourself up on this new path. Then we have for you flirt. So Spirit just wants to remind you, whether you're in a relationship or not, that you are an excellent flirt. You are an excellent flirt. You have nothing to worry about. Your partner knows that you're flirtatious. And if you are needing to find a new partner or leave a relationship that you're currently in, your skills at flirting have not left you. You're still great. We also have new love. I'm telling you, again, some of you, yes, are in healthy relationships, but a lot of you are not. A lot of you that picked this pile you're going to end up in new relationships, especially this year. Like, I feel like this is going to happen sooner than later. I'm hearing Gemini season possibly is when some things are maybe going to shake up a little. But we have new love. A person has stirred your romantic feelings. Let me look at this one a little bit closer. Okay, it's a person and an angel. And there's like a knight down at the bottom. I was just curious about the people in the card. But I really feel that like new love is going to show up, and you need not fear that you're just going to like live the rest of your life alone, if that's something that you're concerned about. And I also feel like those of you that are in those healthy relationships, this is also about renewing your love, renewing your vows. Something changes shape in your relationship, especially those of you that are at like the 7-year mark. Oftentimes relationships will run in 7-year cycles. And so when a new one starts, like new forms of love come out every time. You know, they say that when you're in a long-term relationship with somebody, you go to like 100 funerals for the death of the person that they used to be over and over and over, basically. And so like new things can take place. Then we have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So again, those of you that need to leave a situation, if you feel guided to leave the situation, you need to leave the situation. Spirit can only help you as much as you're also willing to help yourself sometimes. And then we have perfect timing. So this is all being divinely orchestrated, whether you are here getting confirmation on your relationship, you're just here at the right time. And that relationship happened in perfect time. Remember how you met and what that looks like. Remember like how divinely orchestrated it was, and just reminisce on those feelings. And those of you that are maybe leaving a relationship or are attracting a new one, this is all happening in perfect timing for you. This is happening. You didn't waste time. You didn't waste time. It's all being divinely orchestrated, and things are moving this way for a reason right now. And then we have for you within the next few months. Oh my gosh. Gemini season happens at the end of May. So I would say that that's a few months, but I feel like I'm hearing like Gemini season, or I guess Taurus season too, because I did talk a lot about Taurus as well. But within the next few months, you're going to see some major shifts in your love life, regardless of where you are. And then we have striving. Eventually, the individual ego's drive to make things happen falls away, replaced with a realized trusting openness to answers as they arise. Thank you, Divine, for letting me move with the flow. So this is about just like striving to make your love life or your life a moving prayer, especially if you're struggling in any capacity, and just let things happen as they happen. I know that's one of the hardest pieces of advice to receive, because sometimes we're human. We want to control outcomes. I totally get it. Really, I do. But sometimes we need to just let be what is. It doesn't mean we can't ask for support or find the right tools to assist us. It doesn't mean we have to go in alone, but sometimes we just need to let things be. And then we have intention. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all of the universe's wishes for me come true. So that might be the intention to have, that just everything your soul came here to experience, everything the universe wanted you to experience, just come into alignment with those things, and you'll never really be led astray. I want to roll the astro dice for you, I think, one more time. Ooh, that one got away from us. Roll the astro dice one more time. And I just want to see, like, those of you that are looking for marriage, I want to see what we're going to get in terms of, like, predominant signs. Or if you're already married or in a long-term relationship, just to get one more final, who is this person? Actually, hold on. First, I want to see who is the person that those of you that are leaving or need to leave, who is this person? Actually, we already answered that question. They had like strong fire energy. So I want to look at like your next relationship. Spirit, who is the people that are looking for their next relationship? Who is this person? Can you give us details about them? We have first house, which is Aries. We have Mars, which is Aries. And then we have Pisces. Oh my goodness. I wonder if any of y'all have major Scorpio energy, because I always say that every Scorpio needs a Pisces in their life. And I firmly stand behind that. Every single person I know, like, that is Scorpio, every time they have met a Pisces, it's like the best. Like, I know at least 3 Scorpios that are with a Pisces. I only have 1 Scorpio that I know that's not with a Pisces. Actually, I think all the rest of my Scorpio connections, they're all with Pisces people. And like, that's just in general too. Like also in friendships, like Pisces are just good for Scorpios. But then we also have Aries coming through really strong. So with Aries coming through really strong, they could be an Aries rising with that first house, or they're an Aries sun. Sorry about that, pile number 2. Your reading is so long that we got cut off. But I rolled Taurus, Neptune, and the 10th house. So that's going to be Capricorn, Pisces, or Taurus for those of you that are in committed, healthy relationships. That maybe will help you identify sun, moon, rising. But in any case, thank you so much, pile number 2, for tuning in. Please do not forget, when you stand in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. Don't forget to check out my Instagram and TikTok. I'm at Kloee Taylor. My podcast, Divine Authenticity, that has new episodes out every Tuesday. It's basically spirituality, a little bit psychology. We just chat over coffee every Tuesday. And I also have my Patreon, and it would mean the world to me if you decided to join there. Obviously no expectations, but I want to just say that Patreon really is the backbone of my community. Like, I am able to create and live and breathe and do the way that, like, the things the way that I do them because of Patreon. Patreon really supports me as a creator, and I'm able to create content the way that I do, with the cards that I do, with the intention that I do, because I am so supported there. So if you want to join that community, you get literally almost a year of content available to you the second that you join. We do weekly energy readings. We do monthly readings over there. We do horoscope early access there. You get early access to all of my videos when you go over there and join. They come to the Patreon first. We also do cards of the month, and sometimes we also stream during the new and full moons, and we just hang out and chill and like do intention rituals and stuff. So definitely check it out. It would mean a lot to me if you decided to support me in that way. And if not, I also have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below. If you would like to tip me for my readings, I certainly appreciate it. It is how I get like new things for the channel. We do the cards, crystals, astro dice, candles, anything that we use, these flowers, all provided by y'all. So thank you so, so much to those of you that decide to tip me. I appreciate it. And that is what I have for you, pile number 2. I love you so much. I wish you nothing but the best. And I will talk to you in a future reading. All right. I love you, pumpkin. Bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your love reading. Ooh, sorry, I got so excited I shook the camera. But the center of your reading, which represents you, is the Queen of Crystals. I love this. You have a magnetic energy. You are beautiful. You are feeling confident. You are like the Queen of Crystals. To me, is your energy. It is your essence. You may not feel like this person 24/7, but it is naturally who you are internally. And the Queen of Crystals is somebody that's confident, magnetic. They often are just like the queen of their own kingdom. I don't even know how to explain that. I feel like they the Queen of Crystals to me is one of like the best archetypes you could, I mean, all the archetypes are good, but I wouldn't even say it's an archetype, I guess, because the major arcana is more like archetypal energy. But if we looked at this under the lens of an archetype, I really like the Queen of Crystals, or the Queen of Wands, basically. This is somebody that is just confident and sure of themselves, and not like in a cocky way, but in like just a very like high self-esteem, self-confident way. And I like that. I feel like that's a great starting point for a relationship reading, because as we know, we create our own realities with our own perceptions. And if you already have like great high self-esteem, high confidence, and you've already done a lot of self-work, then your relationships are going to reflect that. So we have for you the Justice card, which this to me says that you have worked really hard to come into full balance with yourself. You've worked really, especially with this next card. We also have the Devil reversed. I feel like with the Devil reversed and Justice on either side of you, you've worked really hard to become the person that you are today. You've worked really hard to bring more balance and equilibrium into your life. You've had to overcome a lot of really hard obstacles. You've also had to place down a lot of boundaries between you and other people, and you and habits that were not serving the person that you ultimately wanted to become. You have worked hard to be where you are, and Spirit wants me to tell you congratulations, that you are doing an excellent job. They're so proud of you. Spirit is so proud of you and the person that you've become. And like, you're getting this in the front of your reading because I think in the past you didn't believe that you could desire more for yourself, and you're in a place where that has totally transformed. And Spirit just wanted me to take a moment to really like dote on you and dwell on you as an individual and remind you how fierce and powerful you are, and to look at where you were even 5 years ago into who you are today and how amazing you have done and how much you've changed and progressed. So we have for you the reverse Four of Cups here. I feel like this is actually, again, about having really excellent boundaries, knowing what you do want and what you don't want, and you're not willing to settle for anything less. And I think this is, again, a really powerful place to be when you're looking for a relationship. And if you're already in a relationship that is serious and committed right now, I think that you have also had to work to still become yourself and be this person that will not accept less for yourself, because maybe in the relationship you were in, that wasn't the previous dynamic. We also have for you the card of Temperance, and Temperance tells me that, again, we have the alchemy symbol here, because you have become the alchemist of your own life. You have become look at how Temperance to me is like the re-equalization of the balancing scales of justice. Like, we kind of have two balanced images coming through in both of these, where it's taken a lot for you to get to this place, to find peace within yourself. And you really have alchemized and transmuted energy that you thought, like, you have survived things that you never thought you would have to survive. And you have changed and transmuted that energy into being a very powerful individual. Oh, I'm so happy about this next card, y'all. I'm so happy. You have the King of Crystals. This is like, you literally have the King and Queen of Crystals. Now, this doesn't mean like male and female. You could be male, you could be non-binary, they could be any and all in betwixt in between. These are just the representations, right? So the actual gender or identification does not matter. But this to me says that if you're not already in a relationship where you are king and queen, that is the energy that you are calling in. And it is a beautiful, harmonious, equally balanced relationship. You really balance the other person out. You are both magnetic together. You might both have major fire sign energy in your chart, which is going to be Leo Aries, and Sagittarius. We've had a lot of fire sign energy today. Let's go ahead and get the dice out though to see if we can get a little bit more about this person that you're either calling in or you're already with if you're in a relationship. We have Pisces, we have North Node, and we have the 12th house. So Piscean energy, sun, moon, rising, and North Node maybe in Pisces as well. This could be you or them, I'm hearing. This is a sign that you will know that this is your person. Literally, you have worked on yourself so much to the point that you like called in or are calling in the perfect person for yourself. And I know this because we also have the 6 of crystals, which is the card of victory. So if you have been looking for a relationship, this is the card of victory, reminding you that you will be victorious in finding and attracting this person. They're going to literally walk into your life and you're going to know that that's your person, because the King and Queen of Wands belong together. Like they are literally 2 halves of the same whole. And they bring such like success and passion when they are together. Like they have such a fiery, beautiful, powerful, magnetic connection. And so either you already have this with your significant other if you're in a relationship, or you are calling it in because you have done so much. And this is like your reward, is you are now ready to call in your perfect divine partner. And I don't mean like the person is perfect. Like I think perfectionism is an illusion, but they are going to be very like the most perfectly matched person for you, and you're going to feel it. So let's see what this person actually brings into your life and like what the relationship, like what it serves for the 2 of you. So we have the card Bully, and this card says it heightens your tendency to intimidate others and helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So they actually really push you to grow as a person, or you push them to grow as a person. And I think both of you, I'm going to like cry. This is such a pretty connection. Like the 2 of you are really on the spiritual path. You are on a spiritual venture, and like you push each other to grow exponentially. This is the kind of partnership that you've called in. You're both very spiritual individuals, and you push each other to grow and grow beyond your limitations, grow beyond your comfort zones. And then we also have Shapeshifter, light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. So again, you're on the spiritual heightened path with this person. Like y'all might even be really into like Kundalini rising together, possibly even like tantric meditations, tantric practices. You might do like voice toning together. You might do like, there is really something beautiful about this relationship, that it is just so complementary, that like where one person ends, the other begins, and vice versa. It's very like, I don't even know how to, like, that's the best word I have for it, is perfect. But I don't want to give this illusion, because no person on the face of this earth is perfect, but you get what I'm saying, I hope. So we also have for you Lepidolite, which says recall your dreams. So I feel like with Lepidolite, this is really a card that like they maybe even came to you in a dream before you met them. Like that's how spiritually charged this relationship is you saw them in a dream, or you connect on the astral realm together. Like this relationship transcends space and time. We also have for you Sodalite, speak your truth. So this kind of goes in tandem with the Bully card right here. And the Bully card, because it says helps you confront your inner fears that bully you, this is about confronting those things and speaking them out. So the 2 of you might have really amazing conversation because you're so honest and truthful with each other. Like maybe in the past you've had a relationship that didn't do that for you. There was a lot of dishonesty, and so you've prioritized honesty, and so have they. And because of that, you have a very honest connection. And honesty is like a big value, I think, to the both of you, whether you're calling this person in or you're already together. Then we also have for you a few cards on romance. So we have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So you called this person in, whether you're calling them in right now or you did it before and you're with them now, you called this person in intentionally by getting clear on your intention, by again doing that self-work and really clearing your own energy channels to receive them. But you are very powerful. And I don't know if you knew that like Spirit is saying, like, this is a confirmation that the things that you did to bring this person in is what brought you two together. It was like both of your intentions. And then we also have past life relationships. So you have known each other before. You've known this person since before this lifetime. And that's why it was like, that is why you're so magnetic together, is you have done, I'm hearing at least 3 lifetimes together. Actually, no, I'm hearing 5. You have done 5 lifetimes together already. I just got like full body chills. And so you have known this person before. They felt comfortable. They felt familiar, and you've done spiritual work together before. And so it's easy to call them in because their soul wants to find yours. And if you're already in it, it was easy to bring them in because of this. And then we also have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So the two of you, though you are on like this spiritual path together, be careful of your finances. This might be a topic that, especially those of you that are not in this relationship yet and you're calling it to you and it's what's coming, make sure that whatever you get into financially, everything is very, very clear. Don't get into the relationship like hot and heavy before y'all discuss some serious things. And if you're already in this relationship, I think this is just Spirit letting us know that you need to take stock of your finances and career, especially with the North and South Node being in Taurus and Scorpio, because the South Node is really going to clear out how our finances commingle with other people's. And so this is a theme that's coming up for everyone right now, but you in particular need to make sure that you're taking stock of your finances, where your careers are headed, and make sure that both of you are on the same page. Then we have a compromise. Oh my goodness. So we have the balancing scales coming out again. With compromise, I have a hard time with this kind of energy, to be honest. Mostly because, maybe that's because I'm a Sagittarius rising. Y'all know that about me. Like, I make the rules and I break the rules. And I feel like a lot of Sag placements can relate. But with compromise, I have a hard time with it because I think that there is always a point where we can come to an agreement without sacrificing ourselves if we try hard enough, if we try to understand and really, really, really take others on as a part of ourselves. It doesn't have to come to this compromise. It can come to a deep-rooted understanding, and we can make decisions from there. But I also feel that for the two of you, there might be something that you need to compromise on. Or this also could be those of you that are still attracting this person or calling them in. Like maybe you're looking for a certain set of things about someone, and there might be a few things that you need to compromise on. Not because you are not allowed to call in exactly who you want to, but there might be somebody that is so perfect for you, but you like, this is such a silly example, but you want somebody with like green eyes and this person happens to have hazel eyes. Like it could be something as small as a feature on them that we just need to compromise a little bit more on because that person exists for you. Then we also have it's up to you. So those of you that are really confused about calling in this person, it literally is up to you. Spirit is saying it's up to you, the kind of person you want to call in. There are actually multiple people that can link up to you and be a soulmate for you or be a past life connection for you. And there's more than one person in your life that could fulfill this role that you're seeking. And it's up to you what kind of person you attract through your own energetic field. And the more you get deeper into like energy work, this kind of stuff starts to make more sense. But those of you that are also in relationships, Spirit wants you to know that it's up to you. Like, because you are sovereign unto yourself and so are they, but when you come together, you make magic. You're still in control and they're still in control. You're not morphed into one. Like, you are still individuals. And I think that that is something that maybe you just needed to be reminded of, that you are your own person at the end of the day still. And it's actually important that you keep that about yourself. Then we have the card of loneliness. It says, when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude. And that's when kindred spirits can finally come. So those of you that are calling in somebody and you're feeling lonely, this is what you need to work on to bring this person into your life. When you actually get into the place of not feeling lonely and just loving and like leaning into your solitude, it can be hard work if you're not used to it. But when you lean into that energy, that's when loving energy can make its way in. So don't focus on the loneliness, focus on falling in love with that quiet time, and then you will have somebody to share it with. And then we have the card of courage, and that says, divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going. Do it. Don't worry. All will be well. You have to get quiet enough to hear it. Dear Divine, may I feel your courage and your will. So especially if you feel afraid to like put yourself out there in any way, or you're afraid to call someone in, or maybe the relationship you're in, you're afraid of something specific within the relationship, not like on the line of abuse, obviously, but maybe there's like something about you that you kind of keep hidden away. Spirit is reminding you that it's okay to show courage. It's okay to look down the barrel of the face of anxiety and say, hey, anxiety, I know that you've been driving the car, but it's my turn to get into the driver's seat. I love you. I need you still to be here with me, but you need to get in the back. I have literally had conversations with my inner self like this with anxiety, and you would be surprised how much that helps. I don't know why anxiety is coming out. This is not a health diagnosis by any means. Do not use my readings like that. But this can be like in the face of worry or doubt or fear. Really bringing out your courageous inner self and insisting that you are the one in control of the wheel of the car that is your life. And you can go forward in courageousness. I also feel like for some of you that haven't met this person yet, or are wanting to attract this person, or maybe you found them, but you haven't made a move yet, Spirit is also reminding you to have courage and to go after it. It's up to you. They're not going to call you. You need to call them. Like, that might be a sign for somebody very specific, but Spirit is saying like, it's your turn. Don't play games with this person and they will not play games with you. Like, if they texted you 2 hours after you texted them, you don't need to wait 4 hours. You can respond right away. We don't have to play these games of like, oh, that's going to look too needy. In all honesty, when you stop trying to control how you think you're going to be perceived by them, that's really when you are in your own power. And honestly, I don't think you play small like that anyways, because you are the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands doesn't play small. So get out, like, you are courageous. That energy is there for you to tap into. So let's go ahead and roll the Astro Dice one more time, get a little bit more information. So we have for you Sagittarius. We have, I want to say this is I can't speak, Uranus and the third house. So Uranus comes in honestly a lot like destruction. And that doesn't mean like of your love life. It can just be like a tearing down and a destruction of something that's, it's not even destruction. It's just like chaotic. Uranus is chaos energy and it's unpredictable. So I feel like the more you try to perceive and predict this other person and when they're going to come and how they're going to come and what they're going to be like, the less grounded you're going to be in yourself. And with Sagittarius coming through, this is a reminder also to expand on yourself more. tap into your spiritual nature more, lean into yourself more. And the 3, this is the house of Gemini, which is siblings, routines, and communication. So maybe this is a good opportunity to actually call up a sibling. Like maybe they have somebody that they want you to meet if you have siblings. But this could also be that, again, you need to send the text. You need to call the person. If there is somebody waiting for that, if like there is a move to be made, this is your sign that you need to make that move, and don't be scared of it. You are a bad bitch. Okay. Spirit literally is like, you are a bad bitch, or you are a bad, what is like the equivalent of bitch? I guess I know bitch means female dog, but like, I don't know. I feel like anybody could call anybody a bitch. Why do we have to do it like that? Anyways, you are a bad bitch. You are a bad bitch, and Spirit is reminding you of that, and to like go after and pursue the person that you want to, because if they're right for you, they're going to be receptive regardless. And this is such an intimate, like spiritual connection that you're going to have with this person, or that you already do. And like, you already are magnetic. You already attract to you. So you have nothing to fear. And that is what I have for you, pile number 3. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm at Kloee Taylor. The podcast, Divine Authenticity, new episodes every single Tuesday, where we talk about spirituality, psychology, feminism. Well, it's not even just feminism. It's just like divine femininity, which in my opinion is genderless. We talk a lot about that, and it's a good time. We have a good time. And my Patreon, I need to take a moment just to say thank you to all of my patrons. If you want to join the Patreon, it is much appreciated. Patreon is truly the backbone of this community. They keep, like, without Patreon, I could not be here doing what I do after everything that I have been through during my Saturn return. Patreon is like really what kept me afloat and really allowed me to continue to show up here authentically. So I appreciate all of you that are there, and all of you that will join or are thinking about joining. I appreciate that energy so much. Thank you so much. If you want to get extra content over there, that's really all it is we do weekly energy readings. We do pick a cards of the month over there. We do early access to all of these videos, bonus content, horoscopes, cards of the month, and so much more. So definitely come and check it out. And when you join, you actually unlock the entire library, depending on what tier you join at. You'll get everything that I've ever released since May of last year was when the Patreon opened. So at any point that you join, you get access to that content. So definitely check it out. There's new content up over there every single week, and I would love to have you. And last but certainly not least, no pressure, of course, ever. But if you would like to leave me a tip for my readings, I do have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below. I pour my tips back into my channel. It's how we get cards, flowers, astro dice, crystals. Anything that goes into these readings is because of all of y'all. Unless you tell me to do something different with that tip in the comments, then I will. But it all gets poured back into the channel. So I certainly do appreciate it. It really helps me out. And I love you so much, Pumpkin. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me. And let me know how you're feeling about this reading down below. And I will talk to you again soon.